Hello, everybody, and welcome to an all-new episode of 2 Minute Drive Podcast. I'm your main host today, Jake Benitez, with my co-host Robert Palacios
Yeah.
and Ann Trevino. How you guys doing?
What's up?
I'm good. I'm good. What's up with you guys?
Going pretty good. Going pretty good. We had a lot of good football games this past weekend and week. We're gonna go on ahead and start with a little bit of recap of some Week 13 games.
Yeah. Can I start us off on this one? Let's give some credit to the Green Bay Packers back to back two big wins over like what we think are going to be playoff teams in the Lions and the Chiefs. Like their defense is pretty stout. You know, the receivers are coming together with Love. I'll give him his props, man. They did pretty well. I know everyone's going to make a big deal about that non PI call against the Chiefs, but hey, man, calls are missed all the time in the NFL. I love Colin Cowherd, but I'm against him this week because he was like, oh, that was the most egregious one ever. As if, remember a few years ago when the Rams and Saints played, that was the most egregious, like non pass interference call in the history of the NFL. So he needs to calm down on that. He's a real Chiefs homer. He's already calling them a dynasty. That's ridiculous. So he's kind of on my bad side right now, but Packers Chiefs, that one was interesting. And I don't know, Green Bay could make a run here and get into the playoffs here. I don't know what you guys think. What are you laughing at?
Oh man, because it amazes me. Well, it shouldn't amaze me. I should expect this from your ass like every week.
What?
You shit on players like, oh, I was like, oh man, I picked up Love, and you're like, oh, he ain't gonna do shit. Da da da
Well, he
da.
was bad. He was
And
bad earlier in the
and
season.
and and I've said he's gonna take some time. He's gonna develop, and here he is getting
You
into his
never said
flow.
that. Shut
I
your
said it.
mouth. You
You
never
don't. You
said
don't.
it.
You
You
don't.
don't even
You
listen
shut
to
up.
this show,
You
so I'm
shut
gonna
up.
go
You
back
don't
and
listen
call
to the
you
show.
out.
You don't listen to the
Oh, I
show, huh?
listen every
Huh?
week.
You don't listen. You shut up. I'm talking right now. You shut your mouth, huh? But now, all of a sudden, you want to
Nah.
be on you want to be on the gravy train. Oh, the Packers can make the playoffs. Get the fuck out of here, man.
And when
Get
they do, what?
And if they do, then they do. But other than that,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
you've never been on that train, and now you want to
I'm
jump
not on
on
the
it.
train. I'm just giving them credit. I'm not on
Nah.
them the way I am on like the Texans. Them, I want to see them go far
Oh
as far
yeah,
as they
yeah.
can.
Because
I'm
I
just
because
saying. I'm just giving credit. Seeing with my eyes. Unlike you guys just look at numbers on a paper and think that tells you everything. I'm actually seeing with my eyes the actual games. Am I going to go back and try to play revisionist history? No, the Packers were bad, and so was Jordan Love. Like everybody was talking about moving off from him and getting another quarterback, but he's turned it around these last couple of weeks, and we'll see where he goes from here. But I'm at least giving him credit for these last 2 weeks. I'm not jumping on the bandwagon. I'm just calling it like it is.
yeah, you probably have them on your top five power rankings. You fuck.
They deserve it this week. Spoilers.
Nah. Anyway, my game that I want to talk about is the Cowboys and the Seahawks. That game that showed the Cowboys getting their defense secondary torched, man, torched. Metcalf had like two catches for like 113 yards in the like second quarter, I think, and I was like, the fuck. Jacob pounding his chest, all the motherfucking Cowboy Nation out there right now listening, pounding their chest on Bland when he got freaking burned. He was getting burned. Like I'm surprised. You shut up, Jake. I'm talking right now. I'm surprised that the freaking Bland didn't have like stretch or street marks on his fucking uniform and shit, man. Like he got burned. Yeah, he had a pick. So good. Who gives a shit, man?
Because they
Bad playing by the defense. I feel like Bland got exposed. Metcalf. I mean, Geno Smith. Robert, you were like, "Oh, it's Geno Smith," but Geno Smith is probably the best quarterback that the Cowboys. Well, aside Hurts and Purdy, but aside like Danny DeVito and freaking what's that other kid, Cowell or Howell?
Sam
I
Powell.
mean, they really haven't played anyone, you know, and somehow, yeah. And so Geno Smith comes in, and man, Geno Smith, dude, if you've seen Geno Smith the past few weeks, he's been kind of, hot or cold. Geno Smith looked like he was freaking all over the place. He was a Pro Bowler. He's freaking MVP. I was like, damn. And that's what happens when you play the Dallas Cowboys is your quarterback will look subpar. So it was a good win for I think the Cowboys needed that. because going into this week, and we'll talk about that later. But I think there's going to be a different outcome. But I mean, in the end, I'm going to say, you know what, I'm going to say something, Robert, is because I always say that the defense is would bail out the Cowboys, and Dak, doing stupid shit. But this time it was Dak bailing out the defense because the defense was just shit ass. And you know what, Robert, you know what, look, because we're buddies. We've been buddies for a long time. And I want the people on the show to hear this. You're right. And you're right about Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons ends up acting like a little bitch, because it's not going his way. So he pouts and he's just like taking it like, oh, like he's taking it personally. And it's like, dude, it's kind of like when someone tells you something at work, like, hey, you're doing this, but you can do it this way and be
Mm-hmm.
better. And you're taking the criticism and you're running with it and being positive about it instead of just freaking being there like, oh, well, I'm playing bad, so fuck it, or the defense is not coming together. Like he should be a leader. You're right. He should be the leader and be like, hey guys, like get your freaking, finger out of your ass. Let's freaking get this going. We still got 3 quarters to go. I think it was um, like close to the end of the first quarter and he was already walking back and forth pouting. And it's like, dude, like, come on, man. So yeah, you're right on that. I'm going to give you that because yeah, I've seen that. I've started to see that and I saw it with this game. And it's just like, dude, your teammates don't want to see that shit, man. They want to be like, hey, like we're hungry, let's get out there, let's go do it again. And I didn't see that on Thursday.
Jake, what do you think?
Yeah, I was gonna say, what do you call it? It felt like Dak definitely bailed out the defense. In the fourth quarter, we got those 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Uh, that was really good. Jake Ferguson continues each week to basically help out the tight end.
That
He's
guy's emerging. I'll give you guys that.
Yeah, he's better than I thought for sure. And then CD, of course, is a star. I think he's our star player next to Dak. So it's those two. Cooks, he's in there and he gets in there, he'll get a touchdown, and then it helps a lot when he can contribute with that. What was I gonna say? Oh, this is a pretty neat stat. This is the first time the Cowboys have trailed at home to a team. So
Oh, an above 500 team. Who knew?
well, this is the first time that we actually got behind, like and scoring.
Again, against the above 500 team. So there's context as to why that happened. But
Yeah.
I want to give my thoughts on this game a little bit, and I'm gonna here you can call me total hater and all this stuff. I'm totally fine with it, but I'm gonna play this card this week and probably only this week because I saw it in this game and I just felt like it was so egregious and it was so obvious. But you guys talk about Dak bailing out the defense and all that stuff. The referees were bailing you out hardcore in that game. There was a play where Seattle had just scored and they went up, right? And then I think Dallas gets the ball next. And I think Dak threw a bomb and it was a total non-pass interference call. And they gave it to him anyway. So you're back in the red zone within like a couple of seconds. And even the commentators were like, what's that Kirk guy? He was like, oh, I didn't see anything on that, that pass interference. Like there was literally nothing there. And then the next second, he's like, oh, but great job by Dallas responding on that. It's like, what do you mean Dallas responding? It's the refs giving them the ball the way back at the red zone. That's not Dallas driving the ball. That's the refs putting you in the right spot to stay in. I don't know, just some of the calls by these referees in this game was just so suspicious. And it's like they wanted to keep Dallas in it because Seattle. Can we agree Seattle was outplaying them the entire game?
First
Oh,
half,
yeah.
first half, and third quarter, not the fourth.
I don't know, man. The refs were a bit suspicious. And again, I'm only going to play this card once. I won't play it again because refs miss calls all the time. But it was just very obvious. Even my ex-boss, was like, even texting me like, "Hey, man, what's going on here?" Like it's like the refs are. It's like they want them to stay in it.
Cowboys fan?
Huh?
Is he a Cowboys fan?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I just wanted to give my 2 cents on that. Any other games from this week?
And that's okay because there's going to be times where Abe and I also.
But you'll take it either way because you'll take it either way. It's all right.
Like you said, if refs miss calls or whatever, when it comes
miss one call, okay, but when it's like, so how many penalties were in that one drive where like Dallas just kept getting like first down after first down, but it was because of penalties, and it was like some of them were like,
help me out
"Come
here.
on."
Remind me of what he's talking about, what I missed or what I didn't see. What are you referring to, Robert? Like another one?
There was a drive by Dallas where it's like they kept getting the ball moved forward and forward because of like interference calls or whatever holdings, but then they would show the replays and there was like nothing going on, and it's like the refs were just kept bailing them and continued to push them down the field, and it was very suspicious. And
So
I'm not one
playing
to.
into the NFL script and rigged, or is that what
No,
you're
I'm
saying?
not saying that. I'm just saying that it was very suspicious on one or two of those drives in the second half where it's like, man, Seattle's like outplaying this team, and I don't know.
Okay, but what does Dak do? What he always does in the fourth quarter, usually come back, rallies the team, gets 2 touchdowns.
I'll give you credit there, but there's context again. So I mean, I'll give him the credit for the win, and again, it was above 500 team. So finally, I was even said on the broadcast like, "Hey, Dallas finally beat a team above 500," which is pretty bad at this point in the season. So that's very telling about you guys. But y'all have blinders on it. It's okay.
These next 4 games is the true test.
Yeah, for sure. And let's say, how many games is it? Like 5?
4,
yeah.
I think.
Let's say 4 or 5. Let's say you go 2-3 or 2-2. Are you feeling any different? Or are you?
No, because I
No,
think,
of course not. God, Jake, man, I wish you would just. I wish you would just for once be for real instead of just always like, nah, yeah, they're gonna destroy and go all the way.
No. Just wait. I said that the Cowboys at the beginning of the season was going to go 11-6. So
no, forget your rec. Forget what numbers. I want to know what you're seeing from the team.
We're looking okay right now. I'm not worried right now.
You're not worried about a Philly, a San Francisco.
No, because we're gonna beat Philly at home come Sunday night. That's already we're gonna beat them at home.
No way, man. Like
yes, we are.
Jake, you all struggle against you. You guys struggle against the Seahawks, and they're not even. I mean, they're an okay team, but they're not like elite like the Niners or the Eagles.
That the Eagles and the Niners they're making their team better by signing these players. I mean, Logan Thomas may not be what he used to be, but he's going to contribute. He's a 2-time Super Bowl champ. What do you mean?
Okay.
And then Shaquille he chose the Eagles over the Cowboys. Like, dude,
what is he, like a linebacker, right?
Yeah, he's a linebacker, and that's where we need the help at linebacker position. But he didn't even want to play with Micah because he saw Micah's bitch ass on Thursday night doing that shit. So he goes, "I'm going to go to Philly." So Philly and Niners are doing what they need to do.
Okay, we'll get to our picks, and I don't know if you're going to choose Philly.
Man, you know what? You just don't want to fucking accept the fact, man, that these teams are making moves to help them out because this is playoff push time right now, and all you're doing is being like, "Yeah, I'm content with what we got." Are you fucking Jerry Jones?
No. Let me chime in right here because Jake complains about other teams having weapons, but yet he says that the Cowboys have nobody. Well, that's not the other team's fault if they go out and get weapons. It's a team game.
Yeah.
What's that?
On the defense side.
Wait, say it again. You were cut off.
We have Mike on the defensive side, and we have CD on offense as superstars.
What are you talking about? You have a bunch of players on defense. What are you talking about?
Brandon Cooks on offense and Gallup, they're not superstars, but they're good receivers.
But not every team has superstars, but you have pieces.
Come on, man. They got McCaffrey.
What do you mean? Vincent, okay,
and the Niners made moves to get McCaffrey. That's not their fault.
Yeah, and then Ayuk is kind of like Brandon Cooks and Gallup in a way, but Gallup sucks. He sucks now. He got the contract and now he got the money. So,
but isn't that telling, Jake, that linebacker chose Philly? He could have gone to Dallas, but he chose to go to Philly. Like, why don't these free agents choose Dallas? I bet you, let's say, for example, Justin Jefferson, whatever was on the market.
Yeah,
I think he would pick to go with Jalen over Dak. I think that's the way it would work out.
And that's his choice. That's okay.
Okay, but then you can't say like, "Oh, we don't have anybody." Well, because nobody wants to go play with you guys because we know what the reality of what your team is.
The fact of the matter is that team, 49ers, has those superstar players, regardless if they didn't want to come to Dallas or didn't want to go to Baltimore or
okay, but why do you use that as an excuse to discredit them? Like, oh, well, Brock's doing good because he has weapons.
See, now you're putting words in my mouth. I used that to discredit Brock being an MVP candidate or Brock being this top tier quarterback. That's all. That's why I discredit.
The quarterback still has to make throws and plays. What are you talking about? You think Brock Purdy's throwing like nothing balls? Like, have you seen the plays he's making?
No, he's definitely a top 5 quarterback, but still, again, athletically, physically, Dak's better. Anyway, that's a whole nother discussion. But
Jesus. Okay.
I'm sorry. All right. Well, we're getting off topic here. We have one more game to talk about, which is what did I have here? What was this other game? We got we all right? We got those two.
What do we got, Jake?
Did you want to really go
fired
over
up this week?
Niners and Eagles? Since we're talking
Niners
about
and Eagles, I mean, I was working during most of this game. I saw what I could. How long was Jalen hurt? Because I know he was out of the game for a little bit. No.
Yeah, he was out for a little bit. He wasn't out too long.
Okay.
I think he just went to the locker room. It was kind of like I don't know what they did, but then he came back out.
I said last week on this podcast that whoever wins this game is winning the Super Bowl, and like San Francisco at full strength is just blasting people. Like even the good teams, they blasted Dallas, they blasted Philly. Like, tell me what other team like at full strength with them at full strength is gonna like beat them. Like, please tell me which one is gonna do it.
Did they play the Bills already?
Though, did they play them?
Oh my!
They blast them too.
Yeah, what the hell?
Earlier in the season, I don't remember.
The Niners would beat the Bills, man.
And don't tell me the Chiefs would beat this team. There's no way.
Nah.
Well, did the Chiefs?
Chiefs would not beat this Niners team right now. If we're talking right now at full strength and what the Chiefs are looking like right now, they would not beat them.
Possibly not right now, but they'll get it together. Like
no, we're talking right now. We're not talking later. We're talking right now.
I know.
Right now, Jaco. Right now.
I know, but you know the outcome. Robert said Kansas will still slip in, and what would they do, Robert?
I still don't have them winning the Super Bowl. It'd be San Francisco. What did I say? I'm not staying up that whoever won this past weekend between Philly and the Niners was going to win the Super Bowl.
Okay.
I stand by that. The only thing that's going to derail that is if anybody from San Francisco gets hurt, because we've seen that's the only way to beat them. And the same went. You can even go back to the NFC Championship game if you want to say Brock Purdy had nothing to do with it. Brock Purdy got hurt in the first play of the NFC Championship game. They went out. They had no chance. So, yes, Brock is in contention for MVP.
Hold on.
They did have all the weapons.
McCaffrey's still there.
Right, and they couldn't win. So don't tell me that Brock Purdy's not an MVP candidate.
No, but don't flip it on me and be like, oh, okay, well, if that got hurt, then you still have, all your receivers. You have Jake Ferguson. And you have Cooper Rush as backup.
Well, Cooper Rush also proved it, right? So I'm just saying.
I mean,
Cooper did he not win 5 games for y'all?
Fuck Cooper.
Yeah.
But did he not go undefeated in that streak when Dak was gone?
Great second stringer.
Okay, Jake, but that's not the point. The point is, did he go on a winning streak? Thank you.
Give me Trey Lance.
But, okay.
I don't know.
Not much to say about that. But 49ers did kill the Eagles 42-19. So that was pretty bad.
Yeah, it doesn't look good for you.
What do you mean? The Eagles just got rocked. That looks really good for us because they're going to come.
Actually, no. That's actually the worst thing that could have happened for you. The Eagles losing that game was bad for you guys because now Philly's going to be pissed off and they're going to come in. They're going to want to smash you.
No, they're just going to be like, oh, we just got killed by 49ers. Fuck, man. Now we got to play Dallas.
Really? You think Philly likes to lose? You think they're probably hearing all that talk right now? Like, oh, you guys got beat up. You guys are ready.
The Cowboys are like, oh, well, they just got beat up, so we're just going to take this game, whatever. We know we have to beat the Eagles. We have to split this. Yeah. All right, guys. We're spending too much time on this. Let's move on to the next segment.
I'm taking it easy on Jake this week. I'm just saying.
All right, the next segment, guys, is the top 5 power rankings. You want to kick us off, Abe, with your number 5?
My number 5 is the Houston Texans. They jumped back on the top 5 power rankings. Great play. Terrible loss by losing Tank Dell for the season. But I think with CJ Stroud's going to pull it together, and I think Dalton Schultz comes back, and they still got some other players. They're a young team, so I got the Texans number 5.
Cool. Robert, who's your number 5?
I would have had Houston, but going back to what I said at the beginning of the pod, I have the Packers at number 5 based on just the last 2 weeks. And I don't understand people. I've been doing these rankings on my Facebook for like years now, even before this podcast. And like people just don't understand the way I do this. And it's not based always on records and all that stuff. It's based on like what's happening that week.
Right.
And the Packers back-to-back weeks beat the Lions, beat the Chiefs, 2 playoff contenders after a team that was looking like garbage in like the middle of October. But they've kind of turned it around. They're on a winning streak, and their schedule looks pretty winnable as far as like a path to the playoffs. So right now they're at number 5. They may not be here next week, but right now I got to give them the props. Green Bay number 5. I like their defense.
I had Philadelphia drop down to the 5th spot after their loss to the 49ers. I think that basically showed they are a beatable team.
Okay, but you still have them on their 5, so give them some credit. What's the good of why they're on there?
Yeah, they're not going to get bounced out like the Chiefs got bounced out after losing to Green Bay.
Okay, but what's the good? Because the top 5 are like 5 good teams on your list. So what? Don't use it as a way to knock them down.
Well, they're still going to get beat by Dallas this Sunday night.
Okay, but that's not what this list is, Jake. So what's the good about Philadelphia? Why do you have them at 5 then?
That there's no injuries or nothing. Like, sure, you said Jalen got beat up a little bit, but he's still going to play. He's fine. Nothing has changed. That's why they're still in the top 5. Nothing has changed about them, so they don't deserve to drop out. Kansas dropping these last few games, like Denver, and then that was a few games ago, but then they lost to Green Bay. Like these teams that Kansas is losing to, that's like you can't be losing to teams like that, especially when we're getting towards January a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So,
okay,
they're at my number 5.
All right. I'll kick it off with number 4. Everyone should be happy this week with me, at least on Facebook. The Dallas Cowboys, giving them credit. They beat an above 500. They beat an above 500 team, so they deserve credit for that, even though there was suspicious ref calling in that game.
Oh.
But Jake, I just give him the prop, but I'm giving context. You just want trophies all the way around. Freaking, you're Gen Z. That's what you are. You're Gen Z.
No, but when you say the refs thing, when I say that on different games, you can't be giving it to me all the time when I say that.
Yeah, but you say that all the time whenever it's the Cowboys losing. It's because of this. Me, I use this card once, and I'm using it for a reason because it was completely obvious. Do I say this every week? Unlike you, yeah, that's what I thought. Shut up.
You want to say the negatives about it? Let's say the positives about the Cowboys. Then
I did. I said they beat an above 500 team. What do you want?
That's all I heard.
Dak played good. I mean, made plays when he needed to. He's playing the best since he started in the league, which was 8-9 years ago. So again, I'm waiting for this team to do something. So I don't know. I'm just saying.
Okay, so that like we talked about earlier, off air, the test is this next like 4 games.
These stretch of games: Lions, Bills, Dolphins, even Washington again. Maybe might be a tough out. They might just come and try to wreck the end of the season.
All right, cool, Robert. Cool. Who's your number 4, Abe?
My number 4 is the Baltimore Ravens.
Back.
No. The resurgence of Clowney again.
That's who you want to start off with the Ravens?
No. The Ravens. Hey, Clowney. No. He had 5 quarterback pressures, 2 tackles for a loss. Come on, get out of here. Give the guy credit, man.
Guy, for the audience, Abraham Trevino is he thinks he's like the indie like hipster of like football, where he just like names players like that just have no effect. If you're gonna talk about the Ravens, talk about Lamar Jackson.
No. It's always about. It's all about.
You're trying to be a hipster. No. It's not gonna work here.
It's all about the fucking Lamar Jackson. Fuck out of here. You got to give the credit somewhere else. But you won't give them credit. That's the problem.
Yeah, I will give them credit because what are we at? You're still at your number 4?
I'm still on my 4.
Okay, you'll.
No, go ahead.
No, because Jake, what's Jake's number 4? Did he give you his or?
4, it's Baltimore Ravens as well. I don't have much to say, but there is an interesting stat. Basically, Baltimore, Miami, Dallas, and 49ers are all sitting at 9-3. So with that record, I feel like these teams are very similar, and they can be beaten.
Hmm.
As far as Dallas goes, they can beat these teams. But yeah, Baltimore, if Lamar keeps playing the way he's playing and he stays healthy, as we always say, they're going to continue to win. I don't really see them losing. I'm not sure who they play this coming week, but we'll find that out in our picks in a little bit. But they're going to stay at number 4. With that said, Abe going
No,
into
wait.
your
Let me.
number.
Can I go with my number 3 first? Because this just goes off what we've just been talking about. I have the Baltimore Ravens at number 3. They were on the bye, but they benefited from like all these teams losing, and even though Miami has the number 1 seed right now in the AFC, but Baltimore's number 2. Again, I'm praying that these guys stay healthy because I'm banking on them, Houston, or please Buffalo, figure it out. Damn it, I don't want Mahomes and the Chiefs to make it to the Super Bowl, even though I put them in my pick, in my locked it in Super Bowl pick. But I don't want them to make it. Please, one of these 3 teams, these quarterbacks, because all the other quarterbacks are out. Trevor Lawrence, we don't know how long he's going to be out. Joe
He's
Burrow's
done.
down. I mean,
I think they 2 weeks, right?
yeah, but even then, when he comes back, how healthy is he really going to be? What kind of effect is he going to have? I don't know. C.J. Stroud, Lamar Jackson, and if Josh Allen, the Bills can make a run, please, these are my only hope for the AFC. But
All
Baltimore
right.
Ravens benefited off the bye.
Nice.
Nice.
My number 3 is going to be the Miami Dolphins. Utter destruction. Utter destruction on the Commanders.
Mm-hmm.
The Dolphins right now, all of them are healthy. On the offensive side, it's too much firepower. It's too much. Too much offense. Who are you going to cover? Tyreek, or you're going to cover Waddle. You got Mostert. It's just too much. Tua's playing good. Come on, Robert. You got to give that. You got to give him something this year. He's doing good this year. Dolphins too much, man. Right now, I got Dolphins number 3.
He's in the MVP conversation.
All right. I'll take that.
All right, I'll go. So basically, yeah, Miami Dolphins 3. Like I said, 9-3. Same.
Oh, you God!
Oh, you copied me. I posted mine
What,
first.
what are you talking about? Get the.
I posted them first.
Keep watching
I
your
like
Walking Dead.
staying healthy as well. Tyreek, if he keeps up, he I think is he lead? He might be leading.
If they're not going to give the MVP to a quarterback this year, just because it's been kind of weird, I'm okay with Tyreek Hill taking MVP for.
I'll take that too. And yes, he is leading the league in receiving yards.
Receiving yards, correct.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
Nice.
So Miami's your number 3, Jake.
But they're also, like you said, what did you say, Rob? They're like the Dallas Cowboys of their division.
No, they're the Dallas Cowboys of the AFC, where they can beat up on all these like nothing teams, but then when they play the elite teams, they lose. Like that's the exact same story with the Cowboys. It's the same thing, except I think Miami's more explosive and more creative on the offensive side of the ball.
Cool.
Going into number 2.
Yeah, I'll kick us off with number 2. I have our Dallas Cowboys, Abe.
Oh my!
I know you want to put them number 1.
That they can hold themselves to a 2 spot. Again, Dak bailing out the defense. The Cowboys defense was looking god awful this last game against Seattle. And Dak came in like the hero is and scored 14 in the fourth quarter. CD helped out a lot. Jake Ferguson continues to keep up on the offensive side as far as tight end goes. Bland, he needs to step up more, especially after he got exposed, as Abe said. But yeah, I have the Cowboys sitting at number 2. If they beat the Eagles, they definitely will stay at the 2 spot this weekend.
Yeah,
you got it.
Yeah, I got the Cowboys as well at my number 2 spot. Robert said that Dax "Here we go" is the most annoying sound.
Yep.
I love it. It gets it. Dak Prescott's in his head. That's why Dak Prescott's in Robert's head.
He wants clicks. He wants headlines. He's flashy. That's all he is.
Is he in your MVP talk?
I mean, he's in the conversation, but he's not in the top because I'm sorry, guys. This is not a stat award. This is most valuable player. The MVP's never been a stats award, Jake. It has never been a stats award.
Okay, but your tone might change with that come playoff time. We'll see.
If he does it through this stretch of games,
Hmm.
I will give strong consideration to give Dak the MVP this year
Okay.
because Jesus, do it against the Eagles and win. Like enough of this, Jake. I
Hope
don't know why you're
so.
like, but we only lost by 5. No, fucking win. How about that? The good, great teams, the elite teams, they win, Jake. They don't get moral victories because we lost by 5. No, a loss is a loss. Tell that to
Okay,
Tom
but that was
Brady.
also in Philly,
We
so
only lost
this
to
is
Peyton
not going to
Manning by
be.
a field goal. No, they fucking lost. There's no moral victories in the NFL. So please, Dak, if you want to win MVP in my eyes, beat the Eagles, beat the Lions, beat the Dolphins, beat the Bills.
Yes, they have to. These are elite teams as well. They have to beat these teams.
Calm down. I know your dick's getting hard by me saying like Cowboys need to win these
Oh.
games. You need to see it to believe it. Calm the fuck down.
Shout out to Brandon. You hear this Fugazi over here? Give it to the Cowboys.
Most sensible Cowboys fans would agree with me, Jake.
I'm not
They would.
disagreeing.
Yeah, no, but I know you want me to give Dak MVP already against Tommy DeVito and Daniel Jones and Zach Wilson and Sam Howell, whoever else you've beaten this year. That's what
Justin
you want me to
Herbert,
give. That's what you want me to
Matthew
give Dak
Stafford,
MVP for,
Geno Smith.
huh? What? Where was Dak against this 49ers defense? Where was Dak against? Well,
That was a
again,
Fugazi
played
game.
good
They
against the
didn't.
Eagles, but didn't win. Didn't finish it off.
Yeah,
Sorry,
the fluke.
sorry.
Those
That matters. That matters to me. And if you don't like it, too bad.
okay. Thanks for the props to the Cowboys. Who's your number two?
My number 2 is the Miami Dolphins, who, as I mentioned,
Ooh.
are again right now they're suspect. Like they have those easy wins, but again, I like their offense more than the Cowboys. I like McDaniel more than McCarthy as far as like disguising stuff and being creative and time management. So like when they play in a few weeks, that's going to be a real interesting game to see who gets the upper hand as far as like, you know, I could see Miami pulling off some trick plays and throwing the Dallas defense off guard. But that's looking down the line. But right now they're the number 1 seed in the AFC, so I got to give them props for that. Even though they haven't been, they couldn't beat Kansas City, they couldn't beat Buffalo. So there's some reserve with this Miami team, but they're number 1. And if the playoffs come and they stay number 1, everyone's going to be going down to Miami. So that could be working in their favor.
Cool. Who's your number? Who's your next? Who do you got, Abe?
Are we on one or what? I already did my two.
Yeah, we're on number one.
Number one is the San Francisco
Yeah, baby,
49ers.
say it. Say it with pride.
The 49ers, man, they freaking torched the Eagles, and man, that was a good game though. Like the same thing with the Dolphins is the Niners have an explosive offense as well. Robert said earlier off air, if they can stay healthy, then I mean, watch out. But with the addition of Chase Young on defense, man, I wish the Cowboys did something like that to complement D Law on the other side. Like getting some kind of trade like that. But to have Bosa and Chase Young, Jesus, man, like come on, Robert, you can't tell me you're not a little scared of that. Those
That
two
I would be
guys coming
that
on,
I'm
yeah,
scared of because those guys will
yeah,
beat you up. And
yeah,
I mean, I know this isn't like a huge signing, but like little details matter. Logan Ryan was signed by the
yeah,
Niners this week.
yeah.
What
Former
Logan
position?
Ryan.
former Patriot, he's a cornerback. Former Patriot, former Tampa Bay Buccaneer. He won a Super Bowl with the Patriots, so this
He's
guy
two
knows how to.
time.
I mean, and that's why you bring in players like this, like where they don't need to be like all flashy like a Micah Parsons, but they're there to make like certain plays and in big spots. That I mean, the Niners are all in on this season, and so are the Eagles. So, I mean, it's gonna be interesting for all this talk of the AFC being so dominant that the 3 probably biggest teams right now in the NFL are the Niners, Eagles, and I'll throw in the Cowboys in there.
Nice. Cool.
Do you want me to go next for number 1?
No, I'll just make mine quick. My number one, of course, is San Francisco 49ers. I got to give them props. They beat the Eagles, best team in the league.
Mm-hmm.
Started off a little rocky, though. It wasn't just all flashy because the Eagles got 6 on them in the first quarter. and they were scoreless in the first quarter. So,
Mm-hmm.
but with Brock being Brock, and then you have Christian and Debo, Kittle, Ayuk, everybody.
For the audience, you should see Jake's face when he rattles off the names. Like it hurts him.
Yeah, it's superstar power helping Brock, but again, they are a loaded team, and it's not their fault. They're all healthy, so cool.
Can I throw this back at you real quick? What if Dak had Christian McCaffrey and Debo and Ayuk and Kittle? You'd be pounding your chest too, right?
Well, of course, but those guys are on San Francisco.
Okay, but that's not the question I'm asking. Like how would you feel? Like, you'd be like, oh, would you be like, no, that's not fair. No, it's a team game, man. Like, you want to have weapons on your team.
That's what you're wrong. See, no. I never said it wasn't fair, but I'm saying that Brock has those weapons.
Oh, okay, so let's keep it on that. Would you give? Let's say Brock had Dak's weapons, but he was still like doing what he was doing. Are you going to give Brock the MVP more than Dak?
Possibly.
Of course, nah. You pause. You pause. Nah. You wouldn't. Nah. You're a homer to the core. It doesn't matter who it is.
But 49ers number one until I don't even know. They'll probably stay number one for a while, to be honest, until the playoffs.
All right, my number one, San Francisco 49ers. They're going to the Super Bowl. They're going to win it. Kyle Shanahan is going to go down as one of the greatest offensive minds of this generation. Yeah, man, this team, scary good. Brock Purdy's the front runner now for MVP. For me, it was Jalen Hurts, but after this past weekend, Brock proved his worth. Against the Eagles and against the Cowboys, putting up 40 points. Are you kidding me? Against the Eagles defense, against the Cowboys defense, which we can both agree they're on the elite side, both of them, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I mean, what more is there to say? Like, I want to see Dak do these numbers against elite teams.
Yeah, and hopefully we'll have our chance again in the playoffs.
No. What ifs? I'm talking about right now for MVP. That Brock Purdy's the guy right now.
I mean, we could say Lamar. I mean, or there's something.
Yeah, sure, he's in the conversation, but the leader right now.
Do you agree with that, Abe?
I do.
Oh, you fuck.
You just can't stand it.
You don't, Abe. No, you don't. Deep down inside.
I mean, come on.
Lamar, Tua, something.
I wish, Jake, I wish you would just like, and I know the truth's in your heart. You just don't want to say it to give me the satisfaction. But I wish you would say, like, man, San Francisco's the team to beat, man. Like, if Dallas wants to win it all, they're gonna have to go through them. And I want them at full strength. Nah, you'd want them with McCaffrey out and Trent Williams. You'd want them at half strength, and you'll take it.
No, I don't, because I'll never hear the end of it from fans like you and haters like you that the Cowboys just passed to the Super Bowl. Anyway. Let's get into an exciting new segment that I'm bringing to the show. We always love to give the quarterbacks all this hype and, their props and everything like that, but we never give our wide receivers in the NFL enough credit. And I want to introduce our top 5 wide receiver that we feel as far as the players that we picked for our top 5 receivers making an impact on their team.
Mm-hmm.
I'll start us off, guys. At number 5, I have Mr. Mike Evans. For the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Bitch, did you look at my list? Mike Evans.
That's why I thought you would guess mine when I asked you earlier if you would have guessed.
I would have never guessed that.
Yeah, you're looking at your fantasy team. That's why.
No, I put that, and he's been killing it. Mike Evans is making, as I wrote here, making Baker look like a Pro Bowler because he is. But yeah, Mike
contract year.
Can I chime in here on Mike Evans? This will bleed into mine because mine's number 5, Mike Evans. But Mike Evans is like super reliable. He makes any quarterback look like a Pro Bowler. He made Jameis Winston because for 9 straight seasons since Mike Evans has been in the league, he has broken 1,000 yards, and he just did it again this season. So
1,012.
That is incredible. This guy's a Hall of Famer, and he has the ring to go with it. So Mike Evans at number 5 for me. And props for you for putting on them. I didn't think you would think of them to put out.
For sure. But not only because I have him in fantasy, but he has 10 touchdowns, which is also good.
Nice.
And Henry Godwin. Go ahead, though. your number 5.
My number 5 is going to be Michael Pittman with 87 receptions, 889 yards with 4 TDs. Who would have thought Pittman, huh? Michael Pittman coming out of Colts, Minshew mania, with
Nice.
Anthony Richardson going out, who everybody counted the Colts being out. Now the Colts are up for a playoff. I think they're in the wild card hunt right now. So and Michael Pittman's been showing out. He's Minshew's favorite target. So I got Michael Pittman at 5.
Okay.
Nice. What's kick you off, Robert? Your number 4.
My number 4 is Justin Jefferson of the Minnesota Vikings. Pretty much made Kirk Cousins and made him look good. That was a huge pickup by the Vikings, and this guy's a superstar. And whoever the Vikings decide to go with quarterback next, like Justin Jefferson's going to make them look really, really good. Not sure where they are. I mean, I think they're still in the mix, kind of like for playoffs still, so their season's not over. But yeah, if I was starting a team, I'd want this guy on the roster.
Nice.
Cool. Yep.
Nice.
At my number 4, I got Amron Ra.
Oh, you motherfucker!
Lions. He has 6 touchdowns for the season, 1,042 yards. Goff, man, he's a slinger out there, man. Like their team is a throwing team. Goff is just he's good. He's good with his
No.
pass.
I'm not laughing about that. But all right.
Who's your number 4?
Yeah, it's Amron St. Brown. That guy is a fucking beast. If I had to choose between Jefferson and St. Brown, I'm taking St. Brown. This kid is he's fun to watch. No, he's not. He's fun to watch. His brother sucks ass in Chicago, by the way. Anyway, but he's a receiver as well. But anyway, St. Brown, man. Come on, Robert. Jared Goff and St. Brown, that's a good 1-2, combo.
There is, but I like his combo with Sam Laporta a little more.
Oh yeah, he's a rookie. He's doing good at the tight end position. But St. Brown, man, geez, like this year, I mean, with the Big Lebowski, aka Dan Campbell, they call him the Big Lebowski. Man, I don't know, man. I got to give it to St. Brown. He's doing good this year. I'm going to go ahead and kick us off with our number 3.
Go for it.
I've got Keenan Allen.
Okay.
He's at. I hear Robert.
What is this list?
Come on. What's wrong with Keenan Allen?
Nothing's wrong with him.
In San Diego, I mean, he's
Los Angeles.
32. He's
32.
He's 32 years old, Robert. He's still doing it. He's got 1175 on receiving yards. He's got 7 TDs. He's got 102 receptions, which means that what's his name? Herbert's going to him a lot, and he's been healthy this year. So he's putting up numbers. So I mean, why not put him there?
Okay.
God, man.
Who's your number?
I didn't say shit when you put Christian Watson at number 3 on your list.
I don't have Christian Watson. I don't have Christian Watson.
Yeah, I see you scratching it off.
I don't have Who's going next? Am I going next?
Yeah, go ahead, Robert. Go ahead.
All right, my number 3, and this is based on physicality, size, just threatening, like to look at, menacing. AJ Brown of the Philadelphia Eagles, man. Guy's he's been a huge asset for Jalen Hurts, man. Super reliable, makes incredible catches. He's awesome on the deep ball. I mean, almost like on the level of like kind of like a DK Metcalf, like throw it up there, he'll get it kind of player. Yeah, he's in my top 3, man. You want to go up against him if you're a cornerback? Like that guy's huge.
We'll find out this Sunday. But my number 3 as well is AJ Brown. I wrote down AJ Brown is Jalen Hurts' go-to.
Mm-hmm. That or you just because I said it?
No, he's number 3. And then you have this other guy, D. Smith, with 834 yards.
Devontae Smith?
Devontae Smith.
Devontae Smith, yeah. I just wrote D. Smith, but that's a dangerous wide receiver combo right there.
Mm-hmm.
So those two, but so I kind of lumped them in there too. But
nice.
yeah, AJ, your number 2, AJ.
My number 2 is none other than CeeDee Lamb. with
Oh,
90. Why you laugh? What's going on? What's
Okay.
going on, Robert? CD
I'm
Lamb?
curious who your number one's going to be now because you left.
Why
There's a lot of
why
people you've
is
left off this list.
why is CD Lamb not even on the list? He should be on the top five. Am I wrong
He's
or
probably number 6 for me, maybe 7.
Jake?
well, who? CeeDee Lamb?
Yeah.
Oh, he's my number one, but we'll get to that in a minute.
Well, I got CD Lamb. CD Lamb, he's having a phenomenal year. I don't care what Robert says.
Oh
This
yeah,
this guy is he's a true one receiver. If you look at his NFL training camp, if you look back on the pre-draft workout, this guy was great. His skills, amazing.
he has more yards than
CD
AJ
Lamb.
Brown. Quick stat: he has more yards than AJ
CD
Brown.
CD Lamb, number 2. Eat it, Robert.
Nice.
I'm going to have you read your list back off to me because it's a little mind boggling.
This is me being different. All right, this is
No,
because I
it's you
watch.
being a
No,
hipster is what it is.
no, this is
Who's your
you
number
wanted to
two,
be.
bro?
This is hold on. This is Robert wanted to be like all Madden, pick all Madden. Fuck out of here,
We're
man.
talking
I
about the
watch
best
football.
receivers in the league.
Whoever
Nah,
you
there's
chose.
receivers. They
Michael
don't. You're
Pittman?
picking. You're Mike. What's wrong with Pittman?
Nothing's wrong with him.
Because
We're
you don't
talking
have
the
a
elite
Michael.
of the elite.
Nah.
Go ahead. If you have a roster, pick him first. That's fine.
Michael Pitt. There's nothing wrong with Pittman.
I say there's nothing wrong with him. I'm just saying, like, there's
Okay.
way better ones out there.
That's okay.
Who you have at number 2, Robert?
I have Tyreek Hill, the cheetah, the other front runner for MVP if it's not going to be a quarterback. On pace to, he wants to break the 2K record for the yards, which I don't know how close he is to it, but he's up there.
1,481.
What are you laughing at that? Everybody would want the cheetah.
Halfway.
He's at 1481.
Yeah, well, I don't know why you laugh at that. Like everybody would be like, "What's he laughing about?" It's this idiot laughing about. He's got Michael Pittman.
That's what they're saying about you. Oh, CD Lamb at 6? Fuck out of here, dude.
Because all these other receivers are better.
No, they're not. Get the fuck out of here, dude.
Get ready for a Facebook poll. It's coming.
You're just
Get ready for a nice Facebook poll.
You're just a fucking hater, man. Stephen A. Smith.
I like how that's y'all's go-to, and that's the only thing y'all have is to just quickly call me a hater as opposed to like, you know what, he makes good points, or I disagree with him, but he makes some solid arguments.
Not all the time.
Hater. You don't see me do that. No, I defend my stance.
At number 2, I have for the Miami Dolphins Tyreek Hill as well. He is leading.
Look at my list, Jake.
He's leading the NFL with the reception yards, of course. 12 touchdowns. And then again, this is also where Tua has help with Jay Waddle as well with 743 yards. So those two receivers, man.
Again, but we're not talking about Tua. We're talking about just about Tyreek. What do you got to say about Tyreek?
I always throw him a little because there's a combo there with these receivers.
But we're talking about him as an individual. Let's stop putting them as a package.
Okay, well, but there is a package in Miami. But
yes, there is a package. But we're talking about the receiver.
Yeah, he's the best. He's the best right now. Like, and I see his plays, the highlights. Like, he's incredible. Without Tyreek Hill, I wrote as a little note, Dolphins aren't that great. So
almost MVP caliber.
Who
Most
is
valuable player?
Roberts, I am curious.
My number one. My number one is Jamar Chase of the Cincinnati Bengals. If Joe Burrow was still in, these guys would be tearing it up. And he's like he says, he's always open. And freaking Jake Browning was getting the ball to this guy on Monday night. I know y'all weren't watching, but as a true NFL guy that I am, I was watching. And Jake Browning made a game of this, and Jamar Chase was a big part of it.
They won.
Of course, Jamar Chase. Yeah.
Yeah, my list is so so crazy, right? To have Jamar Chase and Tyreek Hill and Justin Jefferson and AJ Brown, all these elite guys. Michael Pittman.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
I haven't laughed this hard on the podcast.
Jamar Chase would be like 6 for me. like CD's like number 6 for you. Like CD 6, like it. What the fuck? CD should be like top 5.
Oh, stop it!
You fuck! You don't. You're just looking at
putting Jamar on the same level as CD Lamb.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm curious to see how CD Lamb is going to do this weekend against the Eagles. Can someone look up his stats against the Eagles from the last game? I want to see what he did. Pull that up for me. Pull that up for me. Just a little bit. I want to see something here. Abe, who's your number one receiver?
My number one receiver is Tyreek Hill,
Okay.
leading the
Oh,
league with
finally a good one on your
12,
list.
12 touchdowns, 1481 in yards. Yeah, this guy's explosive. This guy got hurt those last game, sat out. He said, "Nah, fuck that. I'm going back in." He went back in and freaking torched that secondary. So this guy, he's strong, man. He's strong. He's a strong guy.
And he's older, right?
Um, who? Tyreek Hill? No, dude, he's like 29, I think.
I was gonna say late 20s, early 30s. Okay.
Yeah, nah, he's still got a lot in the tank, man.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, I looked up the stats. They're not bad. Let's see.
Mm-hmm.
They were the highest that game, but it was just yardage, no touchdowns or anything. 11 receptions for 191 yards, but no touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
So wasn't that
Yeah.
effective. I mean,
Yeah.
Jamar Chase would have had a couple of touchdowns, but
You don't
Tyreek Hill would be,
give.
he'd be getting up on Bland and breaking. We'll get to see that matchup in a couple of weeks, so I'm looking forward to that.
Now you want to go?
That goes right into
Is it Wing Daddies? Wing Daddies?
I don't know.
That's my home
this
turf.
guy. You never want to fucking do anything with your boys, huh? Yeah.
No, we got to figure out when's the game. What is it? A day game? Is it a night game? Is it a Monday night game?
Jake, look it up, Jake, because you're all about the stats. What day is that game? The Miami Dolphins and the Cowboys.
That is.
Come on, I know you have the schedule posted on your wall. He does have it posted on his wall.
It's after the Eagles, I think it's after the Eagles.
Right, but I want to know what is it? Is it a
what,
daytime game, a nighttime game,
A
Monday night, a Thursday night?
3:25 game. Let me see.
3:25
Let me see.
on a Sunday.
Yeah, more than likely.
You guys talk it out here for a second. I'm gonna look it up.
I'm doing that right now.
Are you? Because I feel like I'm gonna get it faster than you.
You probably are because that fucks.
Yeah, it's gonna be Christmas Eve at 3:25. I'll be at work. I won't be able to meet up for this game.
Dang, it's a Christmas Eve game. Oh, that's right. Christmas Eve's on
It's a short day for us at work, but I'm gonna be at work all day, so I will be watching whenever because we close our doors like at 4:30, I think. So I'll get to see the game at the bar. So
nice. All right,
well we got to do the Bills game.
We got to continue with the segments. That leads me to my number one, which of course I have CeeDee Lamb at my number one because
shocker.
This kid is he's leading the Cowboys with reception yards over Jake Ferguson. Of course, he makes crazy catches. Mm-hmm. He really helps out when we need those deep balls that Dak be throwing, and he's a playmaker.
He's arrogant too, but whatever.
7 touchdowns. He does have 2 fumbles. That's not cool. I don't like that. Some of the other receivers had some fumbles too. Tyreek has 1 for the year. But yeah, CD he's on his way to being a Tyreek Hill caliber player.
Please let him do it against. Same thing for Tyreek Hill. He's got to do it against elite teams, but Tyreek has been doing this even when he was on the Chiefs. So
that's true. Well.
But CD, come on, do it against the great teams, then talk.
Well, let's see. Philly, Bills, Miami, Detroit, all these games. If we see CD step up to that high standard, it's going to be insane.
Yeah. We'll revisit this, and I'll give the props. I eat crow, unlike you guys, at cowards and hide or change the narrative.
All right, guys.
I'm the only one here that's the truth broker, and I will admit when I'm wrong too. I have the power of my convictions to stand up and admit that I'm wrong. Like you cowards.
But yeah, thanks guys. I did provide this segment of the top 5 wide receivers. Thanks for getting me on.
Fun topic.
Appreciate that, guys. All right, so we're gonna move into the next segment, which is we have some standings for us for week 13.
Yes. So the stats for the week, I went 11-2. Robert went 9-4.
Mm-hmm.
Jake 8-5, and then Audra went 6-7. Not bad. So for the year or for the season, I'm 114-63, and Robert's at 107-70. Jake's at 96-78, and with our special guest combined, it's 43-27.
Come on, Jake. The special guests are going to beat you.
No.
Jacob.
All right. Are we ready for week 14?
Yeah, we are. Real quick, Robert. If you were leading this, you'd be pounding your chest, but
No,
I
because
got a nice.
it'd be business as usual for me.
No.
I'll let you have this, Abe, because there's so many few victories
But
against you in your career.
okay, but also our matchup this week. This is the Super Bowl matchup. I admit it, Robert.
It's
This is
not the
Super
Super
Bowl
Bowl
from
yet.
last year.
It's the tail end of the
This
regular
is a preview.
season.
This is a
And
preview.
again,
This is a
Vegas
preview.
has me favored in fantasy over you. Vegas likes my odds a
Uh,
little bit more than you. I'm not
you
pounding
were
my chest. You're going all in like this is end all be all.
you were favored. You were favored against Jake, and you got utterly destructed on
Yeah,
that
but
on,
also
on
my
that matchup.
quarterback went down, so there's context there. Joe
Uh,
Burrow went down, so that means a little something. Um,
oh, shit.
Either way, I've clinched the division in fantasy. You just clinched a spot in the playoffs. Win your division first. That's what matters in the league.
Uh,
Yeah.
that's okay because your division's weak. I'm in the NFC.
I'm
I'm
gonna
at
be
10 and
playing a
3.
home game. Can you secure a
I'm
home? Maybe I'll let
I'm
you beat me.
10.
Maybe I'll bench on
I'm
my players
10.
so you can get an
I'm
easy
10.
victory.
Nah, I don't need an easy victory.
Yeah.
I just win. That's how I do it. And I've been rolling with CJ. Huh? And oh, who do you have as your starting quarterback?
Of course, CJ.
Minshew.
Of course, CJ,
You
because you
have
drop players every
Minshew.
week and you saw that he was the hot handle. Let me grab him.
No. Because
Me, I'm like
because
me. I
no.
had to replace my quarterback because he
Get
went
the
down. So
oh no. Wait, hold up, motherfucker. You don't get a free pass. I'm gonna
what?
fucking call you out because you were like, oh, I'm gonna riot it with Dobbs. And what happened, huh? Yeah, Dobbs had a shit ass game against the
One
Bears, and
game,
now
but
you
and guess
and
what?
now
I have him
yeah,
starting again. What do you think of that?
over Minshew.
Yeah,
Oof,
Jake
jeez,
man.
yeah. See, you call me out. What? I'm playing him again.
I'd go with Minshew over
You don't
Dobbs.
know
Fuck out of
shit,
here,
and that's
man.
why
You
I've
don't know
won the
shit.
division. You haven't done anything. Worry
I'm gonna
about your
squash you.
conference.
I'm gonna squash you like the little bug you are. I'm gonna
Okay.
squash you.
Remember this, folks. Remember this. He'll
Uh,
pivot next week if he loses.
All right, thanks.
That's okay because
No,
it's because
no.
I
You know
can
what?
no
No. Put your money where your
no
mouth is because
no.
if you
It's
lose,
because
no.
it's
Shut up.
because
Shut up. Listen to me. Shut up.
uh,
If you
uh,
lose this weekend, you open up the show next week 5 minutes and eat crow. Eat it for 5 minutes. You want to take that? Come on.
I'll take it. I'll
Okay.
take it. Yeah, because I know it. I have faith in my team.
Okay.
Huh? If anything, if best, I go 11-6. Doesn't matter. Huh?
What? Using a Jake
Jacob
excuse?
Jake's still having a fight to even want to make the playoffs. His team's such
No,
a
don't
shit
pivot
ass.
to him. Don't pivot to him. This is about you and me right now. Don't pivot to
right
him.
now. Yeah, this is us doing our talk, our interviews. This is the interviews right now, motherfucker. This is me telling you. This is the preview. This is the preview of Super Bowl. The two
We'll see.
teams.
You still got
You
to make
fucking
it
admit
there.
it. You
You still got
admit
to
it.
make
Oh,
it there.
I'm in
You
the
still got to
playoffs.
win the division.
I'll win the division. Huh?
Okay.
I'll win it.
Not if I
All right.
drop you this
Anyway.
weekend.
All right, guys.
With Joshua Dobbs, if I drop you, just watch.
Let's go ahead and move on to the Week 14 picks, guys. Thanks, Abe, for standings, keeping track of that, man. Week 14, Robert.
All right, folks. So our games of the week. So mine's going to be Bills Chiefs. Jake is Eagles Cowboys, and Abe is Bucks Falcons. Is that correct?
Yeah.
All right, so we'll talk about those games at the end after we run down the rest of the matchups. Let's start off with tomorrow's Amazon Prime video game.
Oh gosh.
It's my pathetic. Hopefully, we end up at the number one spot. Draft pick: New England Patriots at 2-10, traveling to face the 7-5 Pittsburgh Steelers without Kenny Pickett, with Mitch Trubisky at quarterback. It might be Trubisky versus Zappy, I think, or Mac Jones if they just don't want to do anything at all. Let me start us off because this is my team. And unlike you Fugazis, I always recognize my teams for what they are. We are a garbage dumpster fire of a team right now. But on the bright spot, we're going to draft super high. There's a good quarterback class coming in. My personal pick would be Michael Penix out of Washington, who's up for the Heisman. I really like him a lot. I hope they draft him. That's probably not going to happen. They're going to go with either Caleb Williams or Drake May. But either way, the Patriots need a quarterback. But back to the topic at hand. They're going to do everything they can to lose this game. Steelers have more to play for. And Trubisky, He got the Bears to the playoffs once upon a time, so who knows? He'll be able to do something against this Patriots team. So I got the Steelers. Abe.
Awesome.
I don't have much on this game, man. Like, this is a shit ass game. I'm gonna go Steelers. I like Trubisky over any of these quarterbacks for the Pats.
Jake.
Yeah, well said. That's pretty much how I feel too, Abe. I don't see New England. I don't know. Maybe they want to be, they just want to win. They don't want to keep this
No, they don't want
squad.
to win. It'd be bad for them to win.
Well, I know they want to tank for the quarterback, for any quarterback they can get from college, but as a team, like, you must feel miserable fucking losing so much.
I do.
So,
Well, I do, but then again, I had like 20 plus years of winning, so I know it, and I have 7 rings, so I'm not doing too bad. So
with that said, I got Pittsburgh still, Abe.
that's right. That's right. Y'all ain't got shit on me.
Write that down, Abe. Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh. All right, we're all on the Steelers this week. Let's move to the Sunday games starting at 12 noon or depending where you're at. First up, we got the 6-6 Los Angeles Rams who are still in it, traveling to face the Baltimore Ravens at 9-3 coming off the bye. Jay, kick us off. Who do you got in this game?
The noon game. Let's see. Baltimore or Los Angeles? Yeah, of course I chose Baltimore. Of course, if Lamar stays healthy and that offense keeps rolling, and coming off the bye week, as you said, they're gonna probably smash the Rams. Even though Stafford, they won this last game looking pretty good. So
Yeah, man, they're back at they've taken over I believe the 7th seed. Let me look at the playoff picture right now, really quickly. So it's the Eagles, the Niners, the Lions, the Falcons, the Cowboys, the Vikings, and the Packers. Sorry, the Packers are in right now. But right on the bubble at number 8 is the Los Angeles Rams. So they're still fighting hard. Abe, who do you got in this game?
I'm gonna go with the Ravens. Coming off the bye, they're gonna be fresh. Lamar got banged up on that Cincinnati game, so this kind of helped out a little bit to get him going. And I like the Ravens. They're at home. It's a hard place to play. The Rams, yeah, they're doing pretty good, but I'm gonna go with the Ravens.
Okay. I got the Ravens as well, just because they're on pace with the Dolphins right now, both at 9-3. It's like who wants that number 1 spot for the AFC. So they're coming off the bye, so they're gonna be buttoned up. The defense of the Rams, I think, is going to be too much for this Ravens. They're going to be able to do stuff here with Lamar and company. So, yeah, Ravens should win this pretty hands down.
okay,
Oh, good on that one.
Yeah.
All right, next up we got the 9-3 Detroit Lions traveling to face the Chicago Bears at 4-8. Abe, who do you got?
I'm gonna go Lions on this one. Big on this one. Too much offense. The defense is good on the Lions side as well. Not a lot from the Bears, so they're on the rebuild stage. So I'm gonna go ahead and go with the Lions.
Jake?
yeah, I got Detroit as well. Goff and as we talked about St. Brown, and then the other receiver we mentioned as well. Who's their running back? Detroit's running back game.
Gibbs and Montgomery. Oh,
Is Montgomery still hurt?
no, he's playing.
Okay. Yeah, I still had Detroit. Like Abe was saying, well, Chicago, I think they'll try to put up a fight just because it's a home game. And, the Bears, like, the Bears fans. And it's kind of hard to play at home against the Bears, but Justin Fields should be starting, right?
Yeah, he is.
Okay. It might be a competitive game. It might be a little more competitive than we think, but I still got Detroit.
I agree with you, Jake. I'm still going to pick the Lions, but I'm very suspect of their defense the last 2 weeks. They lost to Green Bay, and then New Orleans hung around with them last week. 33-28. I mean, the defense has got to tighten up here. I'm not worried about the offense of the Lions. They're able to put up points, but if you get into the playoffs, you're going to really have to start playing a little bit of defense on some of these other teams because you're not going to be playing, Justin Fields. You're going to be playing Jalen Hurts or freaking Brock Purdy. So the defense is going to tighten up. So I want to see what this Lions team is made up in the last stretch of this schedule, but they'll win here. But like Jake said, it could be a little bit more competitive than what we think, just because the Lions defense is not buttoned up.
Awesome. Cool.
All right. Next up, we got Jake Minshew and the Indianapolis Colts at 7-5. damn, Minshew's doing it. And traveling to face the Cincinnati Bengals with Jake Browning. Jake versus Jake this week. I'll let you go, Jake. Who do you got?
Yeah, thanks for letting me kick it off. I do have with this Minshew mania, Jake Minshew over there. This guy, like I've told Robert, he deserves a starting position in the NFL somewhere. If you put him on a Carolina team, that team is way better.
I'm gonna stop you right there. Like, while yes, Minshew has earned his spot, let's also give a lot of credit to the head coach Shane Steichen, who's up for Coach of the Year. Man, this guy was the offensive coordinator for the Philadelphia Eagles. They haven't really looked the same offensively since he left. You know, the Eagles were pretty much, they were a little bit of a juggernaut last year offensive wise. This year they haven't been. They've been winning close games, so that's credit to that guy. So he's a big reason why Minshew's having the success he's having right now.
And then all I have left to say is basically, since this Jake Browning guy just emerged and like everybody's talking about him now, you know, this is going to be a good one. I'm going to try to really watch this one for sure if I can at work or wherever I'm at.
Abe? A little bit of difficulty here. Let me go off this one before we get Abe back on the line. Wow, I'm really torn between this one because Jake Browning and the Bengals looked pretty good against Jacksonville, even though like Trevor Lawrence went down, but still like the Jaguars are not a scrub team, and this guy coming off the bench and making plays happen with Jamar. They are at home, so they got a little bit of advantage there. I don't know. This might end up being a shootout. I don't really trust both of these defenses, so it might come down to the quarterbacks. And if I'm gonna go based on experience, I'm gonna go with the Colts. Why not? Abe, who do you got? Your mic is muted, so you better unmute it right now.
Shit.
All right, there you go. There's Abe back on the line.
What a fucking fool, guys. I'm going to go with the Colts, motherfucker. I'm not going to say shit. I'm going to take Michael Pittman over Jamar Chase. I'm going to
Why are you laughing at me then? I picked the Colts too.
I'm going to pick the Colts. I know the Bengals are playing at home. I don't give a shit. The Colts are on a roller coaster ride right now. It's a great ride. I'm going with the Colts.
Okay.
How many win streak?
I believe it's a 3-game winning streak. If I'm correct.
They're on pace. It's them. Oh, we didn't talk about this. I wanted to bring this up while we're on the subject of the Colts. Them and the Texans are both 7-5, and with Jacksonville hurting right now, they're only a game behind. So what are the chances you think one of these teams ends up winning the division and getting into the playoffs and hosting a game possibly?
I'm going to tell you
the Colts or Texans?
Oh man, I don't. You know what? Like shit. I mean, if Tank Dell was there, hands down the Texans. But
now you're Minshew mania, huh?
You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna go Texans because I mean CJ Stroud. I think CJ Stroud is a better quarterback than Minshew. I mean Minshew is good, but CJ Stroud. You know what, Robert?
I'll tell you what. Look, let me run you down the remaining games for the Colts. So they got the Bengals this week, then they got the Steelers, they got the Falcons, they got the Raiders, then they got the Texans. I can see them going on a winning streak all the way into possibly Houston.
Yeah.
So they got a good chance there. And then let me look up Houston's schedule real quick. Houston remaining. So they've got the Jets this weekend, the Titans, the Browns, the Titans again, and then the Colts. I don't know, man.
It's weird.
We might get if they beat out if Jacksonville struggles all the way and Trevor doesn't come back 100% and they just aren't the same, the Colts and Texans could both make it in.
We'll see.
That'd be very interesting.
Who do you got, Jacob?
Oh, didn't I already say? Or
yeah, you picked the Colts, right?
Yeah, the Colts.
Yeah. All right. So we're on the Colts on this one. Next up, we got the 8-4 Jacksonville Jaguars traveling to face the Cleveland Browns at 7-5. I'll go first. I mean, this is that backup for the Jaguars is not good. I mean, he didn't look good at all. This Browns defense is going to maul them. So, and the Browns are at home. I like the Browns in this matchup.
Yeah, I'm going to go real quick. That freaking CJ Beathard sucks ass. That's why he's not in San Fran anymore. And he got hurt too, so he might not even play this week. But like Robert said, the Browns defense is too good, and yeah, I'm gonna go Browns.
Joe Flacco's back.
Woohoo, Flacco!
Flacco's starting for Cleveland.
Yeah,
Jake
Jake
Flacco.
Flacco.
Yeah, I have Cleveland as well. I don't have much to say. Is Watson out for the season? He is, right?
Yes,
Yes.
yeah, he is, dude. What the
All
hell?
right.
He's been out for like a month already.
Well, I just saw him. Like, did you see that picture or whatever? Did I tag? I don't know if I tagged
Yeah,
Robert.
he's
Was he getting
disgusting. I don't.
massaged?
He's just hanging out with his girlfriend or whatever, and the damn instead of being on the sidelines with his team.
Yeah,
I
like
don't know.
Joe Burrow,
Shit.
Yeah,
like a
yeah,
true leader.
I agree with
I'm
that.
sure, but I'm sure Jake will defend Deshaun Watson.
No, he should be on the sideline like Aaron is. Aaron's on the sideline with
Okay.
Zach.
Yeah. All right. Very good. All right. Next up, we got the 1-11 Carolina Panthers. They're the worst team, but their number one pick is going to go to Chicago. That sucks. They're traveling to face the 5-7 New Orleans Saints. I don't got much to say. Saints win. They have more to play for. Panthers, they fired Frank Reich. They're done for the year.
Hey,
Real quick, Frank Reich might be joining the Eagles staff.
Oh, a great pickup.
Yeah, but and of course the Cowboys fucking idiots. But anyway, I hope Frank Reich does go to the Eagles so they can fuck on the Cowboys. But anyway, I'm gonna go with the Saints. Robert, with the number one pick going to Chicago. Real quick, we don't need to spend time on this. Chicago picks Harrison Jr. for
Yes,
Fields.
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Jake.
I don't have much to say. Yeah, Panthers are done. They're cooked. New Orleans, Derek Carr needs to show something. Is Carr hurt or is he
Show us
playing?
something.
He got hurt. I think he's hurt. I think Winston might be starting now or something like that.
Or what? What's his name? The other guy.
Nah, Taysom Hill. Nah, it's gonna be Winston.
Yeah. Yeah. Of course, New Orleans is going to win. It's at home. It's always tough to play New Orleans at New Orleans. So New Orleans wins.
All right. Next up, we got the 7-5 Houston Texans traveling to face the New York Jets at 4-8. Zach Wilson back on the saddle. Who cares? Abe, who do you got?
I got the Texans. You know that big
Yeah.
time on this one. You know what? Let me take that back. No, not big time because the Jets defense is no joke. But I think CJ Stroud will still manage to get the win.
I'm going to go opposite of you. I'm going to say that Houston Texans are going to win pretty big. This Jets team has become a circus, and we know Aaron Rodgers isn't coming back. He's already said he's not going to play, even though that practice window is open. There's no point to come back. This team's a dumpster fire. Supposedly there was reports that Zach Wilson didn't want to play, doesn't want the reins back because he knows he sucks. Yeah, it's a clown show right now in New York. Texans big. Jake?
You think real quick Robert Saleh's back next year or no?
I don't know. I was earlier in the season, but I don't know anymore.
Jacob?
Yeah, I've the Texans winning as well. You guys praise CJ Stroud. I've seen a little bit of his highlights. Yes, the kid's good or whatever. They got, our tight end. What was his name again?
Schultz.
Jesus, you don't even know.
God, bro, Dalton Schultz.
Yeah.
God, you don't even follow players once they leave. I mean, at least try to keep up a little.
Schultz, but I forgot his first name. But anyway, the Texans are going to win more than likely. But I think with Zach Wilson, actually, they did say he's going to start. They put him back in the starting lineup. I don't know. I think for some reason they'll maybe give Texans a little bit of a fight. I don't know how long it'll last, but the Texans still come out. Anyway.
All right. Next up, we got this is a 3:00 window now. It's the 6-6 Minnesota Vikings, led by Joshua Dobbs, traveling to face the 5-7 Las Vegas Raiders. There's been no more talk about this team. All this talk about Antonio Pierce taking over and rah-rah speeching the team and all that. I haven't heard anything anymore. Let me go first. I like the Vikings here on the road. I think they have more to play for. The Raiders, they just better start thinking about getting a top draft pick. So, Vikings.
I have narratives because of our little bet going on, and I'm gonna go with the Raiders. I'm gonna go with Max Crosby fucking beating the shit out of that Dobbs guy. Fucking can't stand that guy. He's an idiot. Anyway, I'm going with the Raiders.
Jake?
Yeah. Of course, the Raiders are not going to win. They are a dumpster fire of a team. Dobbs, though, he's. I was all up on Dobbs as well, but I mean,
He had
that
one
game was.
bad game.
Yeah, but that was a pretty bad game. Was it 3 picks? 4 picks.
I mean,
I think it's four.
Dak had 3 picks against the Niners, no?
We're not talking back right now.
Yeah, whatever.
Anyway, yeah. When's Jimmy G coming back? Is he out for the season?
He's done.
He's done. They don't want him. They don't want him anymore.
Yeah, yeah. Raiders are cooked.
So you got the Raiders?
No, Minnesota.
Okay. All right, next up, we got a good divisional game here. It's the 6-6 Seattle Seahawks traveling to face the San Francisco 49ers at home at 9-3. Jake, who do you got in this game?
Of course, the fucking 49ers. They're
Why do you say it with such just
because
appreciate their good team?
And that was just a fugazi fucking win. But anyway, yeah, they're an elite team. I'll give them the credit where it's due. They're probably just I don't know if they'll steamroll over Seattle. We'll see if Seattle puts up a fight. I got 49ers winning.
I have the 49ers as well. Might be a little bit closer, but I think 49ers will pull it out in the second half. I think first half will be tight. Seahawks are playing hard. They played hard against Dallas. Yeah, I mean, they're still in it. I mean, they need to keep pace with the Rams, who overtook them in the second slot in the NFC West. But I got the Niners winning here.
Yeah, I got the Niners. Too much offense, too much defense, a little bit of Geno. He's going to be running around scrambling with Chase Young and Bosa. So I got Niners.
Cool. All right, next up we got the 6-6 Denver Broncos traveling to face the Los Angeles Chargers at 5-7. Let me go first here.
Wait. What is it? Broncos win?
Broncos Chargers?
I thought it was Broncos Chiefs.
No, it's Bills and Chiefs this week.
Oh yeah, Broncos. Gosh damn it! All right, go ahead.
Yeah, Broncos Chargers. Chargers are the. Can we admit they're the biggest disappointment of the season?
Yeah, they are. They are. Yeah. They are.
This should have been a playoff team. This should have been Herbert, kind of really establishing himself this year. But I'm not blaming him. It's that damn coach. He should have been fired already. I don't know how he's not fired yet. I mean, if they lose here, I mean, if they don't fire him, then what is that organization doing, man? Like, just give the team to Kellen Moore and let him see what he can do these last few games. But I got the Broncos winning here. They played good last week against Houston, but
yeah, I'm gonna go next. I don't have much to say on this game. I'm gonna go Broncos.
Jake,
yeah, I have the Broncos winning as well. What are you shaking your head for?
I don't know. I was hoping you would make a case for the Chargers.
Okay, what are you doing over there? Watching Tremors or what?
What do you? No. But anyway, yeah, the Broncos. Russell Wilson, they'll bounce back from the Texans lot when they lost against the Texans. I mean, Herbert might put up a fight. It's in Los Angeles. We'll see what happens. But I see Russell probably getting back on track.
Okay.
So Denver.
All right, let's move over to the Monday night games. There's going to be 2 of them because I think there's no more buys going forward. So everybody's going to be playing all the way to the end. First up, we got the 4-8 Tennessee Titans traveling to face the 9-3 number 1 seed in the AFC Miami Dolphins. Jake, who do you got? No, it's okay. Jake because I'm tired of the piggybacking.
Okay. I got, of course, the Dolphins winning. Tua is just playing lights out, and you got Tyreek, as we talked about earlier, the best receiver in the league, arguably. Tennessee is trash. I haven't said trash that much this episode.
Oh, very good. You learned.
Tennessee's pretty trash. Derrick Henry besides him. And,
Will Levis.
The other receiver in Tennessee, homeboy.
Hopkins.
Hopkins hasn't done shit.
Yeah, easily Miami.
I don't feel bad for that guy. He wanted all the money and then can't do
Yeah,
anything. Jake
yeah.
or Abe, who do you got?
I'm gonna go with the Dolphins. I like to see Mike Vrabel get fired so he can go to the Cowboys. He deserves to be on a good
Hmm.
team. But Henry's going to play, even though he had that concussion, but he's still going to play. But too much Dolphins, like I said, too much offense. So I'm going to go Dolphins.
Yeah, this should be a rout. The Tennessee defense is not good.
Yeah.
This could easily be like a 35-10 type game, maybe 40. Dolphins big in this one. We're all good on this one.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah.
All right, last game of the Monday night slate is the 6-6 surging Green Bay Packers traveling to face Tommy DeVito, who got picked over Tyrod Taylor to start over for the New York Giants at 4-8.
Oh man,
Abe,
I'll go because I don't have much to say on this one. I'm gonna go Packers on this because that Danny DeVito is a piece of shit. So we'll probably see Tyrod. We'll see Tyrod eventually. But I'm gonna go Packers. They're on a winning streak right now.
I got the Packers as well. I laid
Oh,
out. Let's see. Let me look up their schedule real quick while we're talking about this. They got a really good um, path to the playoffs here. So their final stretch of games. So they got the Giants, which we're all probably going to pick the Packers, right? Jake, is that who you got too?
Yeah.
Okay. And then after that, they got the Bucks, the Panthers, the Vikings, and the Bears. So their playoff chances look pretty good right now.
I think the only team they lose to is the Bucks.
Possibly, I don't know.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Freaking the Panthers gave the Bucks trouble, so
They did.
I'm just saying, y'all are so scared of the Bucks, but I keep it real because I'm a realist. The only one around here keeps it real. All right, so we're all on the Packers, and now we can turn our attention to our games of the week. We're gonna start off with Abraham's. It's the 5-7 Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Speaking of traveling to face the 6-6 Atlanta Falcons. This right here is for the NFC South. They met up earlier this year, and the Bucks did win. So, Abe, what is your take for this game?
This is they're playing in Atlanta.
Mm.
I know Ritter's back as the starting quarterback, of course. Um, Bijan Robinson's, a little healthier. I'm gonna go. I think they're gonna split it. So I think that Atlanta's gonna win this game. I like the defense of the Falcons. I really can't trust the Buccaneers defense, but we'll see what Baker can do. But I'm gonna go with the Falcons on this one.
Jake?
We're gonna go with the Falcons, Abe. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I got the Bucks. We were just talking about Godwin and Mike Evans earlier. They're making
What? Wait, Godwin.
yeah, dude.
Oh,
What are you talking about? Him and Evans
Godwin.
are good.
He hasn't
I
really
mean
done
Evans.
much.
Evans, yes, but Godwin's a piece of shit.
I guess
What
whatever.
is what has he done?
Uh, yeah, Mike Evans.
What are his stats? Since you're a stats guy, what's Godwin's stats for the year?
Yeah, I have him right here. Godwin right now, 606 yards,
How many TDs?
reception 61, targets 85,
I mean touchdowns.
touchdown. I missed that. Yeah, I missed that. That's
Yeah.
tough. But yeah, I got the Bucks. I think you said they're playing for the division title, right? Pretty much.
I mean, they're right now like the winner of this one will pretty much have it locked up.
Yeah, Baker and the boys want it, so they're gonna win.
I hope so. I'm going to pick the Bucks too, even though I don't have much faith in that pick, just because. I mean, it all depends on which Bucks team wants to show up. There's the one with Houston where Baker can shoot out with CJ Stroud, but then they lay an egg against the Titans, and then they let Carolina stick around until they pull it out. Like I mean, like which team do they want to be? Just because I want to have a little bit of hope for my season as a fan, I want them to win. So I'm going to pick them based on that principle. This is the Bucks' remaining schedule after this. They play the Packers after this weekend. The Jags. We'll see if they have Trevor Lawrence back. The Saints again, which they beat them earlier in the season, and then the Panthers again. So I mean, there's a path here where they could win the division, but they have to start with this game. So I got the Bucks.
Cool.
So Bucks,
Right.
Bucks, and then Abe's on the Falcons only because he thinks they're going to split. So all right. Okay, let's move over to my game of the week. It's the 6-6 Buffalo Bills backs against the wall, traveling to face the Kansas City Chiefs at home again. Jesus, this team ever play at home? Oh, it never not play at home. At 8-4. Let me go since this is my game. Bills absolutely have to win if they want any chance to make the playoffs and make some type of run. I think the Chiefs, this is the most down that they've been. So this is like the perfect opportunity to capitalize and get a win on your docket. I like the Bills here just because the Chiefs are so vulnerable right now. And I think Josh Allen is going to sling it pretty good. And they're going to put up more points than the Chiefs. The Chiefs haven't been able to score a lot too much this season. And the Bills can put up points when they want to. So this will be a weekend when they do. So I got the Bills.
Yeah, Abe, can I go?
Go ahead.
All right, so I got the Chiefs, of course, Mahomes. This last game against the Packers, man, like it was. I did watch the Sunday night game. It was pretty good. I have to say, Mahomes didn't look that great. Of course, the defense of Kansas is suspect.
But yet
For
you
letting
just dropped Mahomes, like, and you just said his performance was bad. So, like, what is your upside for saying Mahomes?
Well, because they'll bounce back, and I'm getting to that. They're going to bounce back from this pitiful loss against Green Bay in Wisconsin.
You know what? I like that. After all that hype that they made for that Mahomes commercial, it's like he's done it all. He's won Super Bowls, but he's never won at Lambeau. And guess what? He didn't win at Lambeau, so that was great. I love that.
So that's it, Kansas. But then we also Kelsey was kind of like non-existent against the Eagles from what I witnessed. So we with Swifty will probably be home, and the suite and one of those what do you call them, suites up there or whatever with fucking Holmes's
Jake Swifty.
Fuck. So Kelsey will play hard. Kansas will bounce back.
I don't know. Kelsey's looking old, man.
Like I said, he was non-existent last game.
Abe, who do you got?
I'm gonna go with the Bills. I'm gonna go with Allen and Diggs and Kincaid. Dawson went down, so Kincaid's been stepping up. The Chiefs. I don't know what it is, man. Kermit the Frog's a piece of shit right now. I don't know what the hell's going on.
It's not going to be the team. It's not going to be them every year. Like even New England had years like this.
They were all like, "Oh, Valdez, Scantling dropped it, and this and that." Dude, you overpaid for him. Green Bay's laughing on that one. I got the Bills.
Okay. All right. Let's move to Jake's game of the week, and it'll probably be the biggest game of the week. It's the Sunday night game. The 10-2 Philadelphia Eagles traveling to face the Dallas Cowboys at 9-3. Possible if the playoffs were happening, this would probably be the divisional round. That's where they're going to meet up if things stay the way they are right now. But Jake, this is your game. Kick it off.
Yeah, this is going to be, to me, this is a must-win, very important game. For the Cowboys, as far as if we have a chance at winning the NFC East. We need to beat these Eagles, and it's going to be a home game, Sunday night, Jerry World. We're undefeated at home right now. I think Lamb, Dak, all the boys will come out really wanting this victory. We'll split, and we'll see if Jalen's still a little bit beat up. Me and Robert were talking about that earlier. Regardless, he's still going to play. I got the Cowboys, of course.
Abe?
Too much defense. There's balance. There's balance. Let me talk a little bit, guys. There's balance on the Eagles' offense and defense, right? So the offense, they have the firepower and the defense, right? They just signed Shaquille, right, from off the Colts. Cowboys, they've been playing really, really well at home. They came back and they beat Seattle. I thought they were going to lose. Dak's been playing phenomenal. That's he's MVP. He's in the talks for me right now. He bailed out the defense. CeeDee Lamb has just been amazing, but it's too much Eagles, too much Hurts. I'm still going with my narrative of the sweep, so I got the Eagles.
Speaking of narratives and bets, I'm picking the Eagles on principle because earlier in the season I picked the Cowboys because I thought they were going to split. So now I need the Cowboys to win, so I won't lose this bet to Abe. But I'm picking the Eagles based on principle. I have to pick them because I predicted a split. So that's the only reason. But
so you're going Eagles?
I'm picking the Eagles, but I'm hoping the Cowboys win so I can win the bet.
Okay, you're picking the Eagles, but do you feel, Robert, that the Cowboys will be the better team and end up winning?
I don't know. Again, I got to see it to believe it. They can play close or whatever. You got to win these games, Jake. No more moral victories. Like, put up or shut up, man. You want to consider yourself one of the top teams in the NFL? You want to go up higher? Like, if the Cowboys win this game, they'll probably shoot up to number 2 on my power rankings. Like, that's how big this is. But they have to do it. None of this like, oh, we lost by a field goal, so it's not a big deal. Actually, yes, wins and losses matter in the NFL, Jake. So they need to do it. So enough talk. Enough.
Yeah, it's put up or shut up games time.
All right. Anything else on this game?
Nope, that's about it.
Do we want to try to predict the score? Is it going to be high scoring, low scoring? What are we thinking? What was the score last time?
It's like 19-15, 14, right?
No, it was like 20. It was like 25-20 or something like that.
Hang on, I got it right here.
Cowboys had 19, right?
It was Eagles 28, Cowboys 23.
Yeah,
do we think something similar like that or lower?
I'm gonna go higher. 35-20 Eagles.
Damn, it's gonna be a 2-touchdown type of game?
Yeah, 2 touchdown.
I'm gonna go 35 Cowboys, Philly 21.
Based on my pick, it's 21-17 Eagles, but I hope the Cowboys win.
So you think it's going to be low scoring like that?
I don't know. I just feel like at the end of the season, I feel like defenses step up a little bit more. So, and I know the defense is going to play super hard on both sides of the ball. So, yeah, I see it being lower scoring than because everyone's fresher, right, in the beginning part of the season. Now we're in the latter part. I'm sure people are tired and all that. So,
I'm hoping it's 35-21, but it's probably going to end up 35-28. Cowboys.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You don't give the Eagles any chance. They don't scare you at all.
Not really.
Jake?
Not at home.
Okay. All right.
All
right. That's week 14 for you all. Abe, do you want to plug the socials?
Yes, I will. Our straight up with the email, it's going to be 2-Minute Drive Podcast. That's the number 2, TWO spelled out, Minute Drive Podcast at outlook.com. Our X account is at UR Roughness Pod. And that's letter U and then Roughness Pod. And then, of course, Robert's running the Facebook page and Jake with the Instagram. Not getting a lot of love on the emails, man. I mean, come on, people, send in your picks, your thoughts. I mean, don't be scared,
Yeah, guys.
And then hopefully,
yes, I'm gonna be on the IR sometimes.
I want somebody to put the guru and sock it to him. That's Palace. And somebody please send in your emails, man, like on your top fives or just your thoughts or if you have questions for the guru or for any of us, like, come on, man. Like, don't be scared, man. The only love we got was from, who was the guy that was on with you, Robert? Brandon. Yeah. I mean, we only got love from him. So, I mean, come on, man. Like, send in your thoughts, whatever, man. And then, follow us and yeah, that's what we got going on with the socials.
Just want to plug our Facebook page. We've reached, thanks to Audra last week. She was our 100th follower on the page. So
thanks, Audra.
I'm excited
Oh
about
yeah.
this, continuing to grow it.
I'd like to. I'm gonna see if I can reach out to get another female, and she's a huge Packers fan. She hates the
Hmm.
Cowboys, so she might be somebody for you, Robert. I'll reach out and see if we can plug her in some point.
Yeah,
I'm expecting
I have my ace for the playoffs, so you guys are banned from playoff guests because this guy's going to be on the entire playoff run.
With
So
that
Yeah,
said,
well,
you've had
Jaco will be on the IR.
you've had a few guests, Dave. Robert's had a guest, Brandon, and then as far as you chose my guest, which was Mark. Abe. I wish I could have made that show, but I'm gonna try to get maybe little Medina can surprise us. Let me talk to him.
hmm.
See
If
what
he's
I can.
listening, he's always invited. I love his takes all the time. He'd be a good one to push back against you. He's always got good stuff against you. All right.
Got it. Yeah, I want him. I want
All
him on.
right. I think that's going to wrap it up for this episode. Good job by you, Jake, on this rundown. I like that wide receiver list that we talked about today.
Yes,
Um,
sir.
we're getting, I think we're getting too close to the playoffs. I don't really want to do that playoff game anymore because we're going to start to see like the real stuff. Or to do it earlier is fine because you get some teams that are there that probably won't be. So it's nice to finally like it's a fun game to play. But now we're going to get to the nitty gritty. So we'll leave it to the actual playoff teams that are going to be involved.
Sounds good.
All right,
Sounds good.
you want to sign us off, Jake, for this episode?
Yeah. Just again, guys, hit us up on the socials. Thanks again for providing the stats, Robert and Abe, with my segment of the wide receivers. With that said, I think we're all pretty good. Thanks again, guys, for a great episode, and we'll see you on the next episode.
See you guys next week.
Later, guys.
See ya.